The final stretch!
Hello everyone, my name is Poncho. I'm a content creator on YouTube and a Master Tier Snorlax one-trick in Pokemon Unite. And I know a lot of these clips are going around the internet. I don't know why it's always Cinderace players, but there's a lot of content creators right now complaining that this happens a lot. Viral videos where they stand there until the end of the fight, not helping with the fight at all, try to do a clutch steal and then fail, and actually, that's not even the reason that I'm upset with this play. I am upset with this play, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of different stuff going on here that we really need to break down. As much as all of the content creators are talking smack about people like this Cinderace, I don't think they're doing much to help. There's one exception I can think of with Spriggles. Let's cut to him and see if he has any smart information to add.
These snipes, they're not reasonable chances of winning. They're extremely low percentage chances of winning. Now, if you have been at the team fight, you lost your entire team, you've convinced the enemy team that you've left, and you have a move that still has the ability to snipe the objective, that is the only time I would consider that a good play. I know I'm gonna see some comments on this video of people disagreeing with me. I'm not even gonna, I don't know what else to say.
So anybody who has been watching my channel for a while knows that me and Spriggles have not seen eye to eye on a lot of issues. I guess he didn't know what I was going for. But in the interest of helping out my actual real life best friend for sure, I'm gonna go ahead and make a detailed breakdown video here with 3 main steps. There's 3 steps that if you take them, I guarantee you will win more games, whether you get the last hit on the Zapdos or not, okay? Let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to show you guys, anyone who's been through the frozen hellscape known as Pokemon Unite solo queue is very familiar with this part right here. It changes to 2 minutes, and did you see those pop-ups?
The final stretch! You're in trouble!
The game tells you that it's the last 2 minutes, Zapdos has spawned, and it gives you an update on the score all at once. None of this is by accident. This is because it should be very important to you how much ahead or behind you are before you walk into the Zapdos pit. How far ahead or behind in score you are is going to determine whether or not you're going to try to focus on fighting, getting the Zapdos low, or even, yes, sitting motionless in a bush and trying to get a clutch steal opportunity. Let me explain. So, fair warning guys, this part's about to be really boring and esoteric. I'm so sorry. I got celebrity cameo Ben Shapiro here to try to help make it more interesting, and I promise the next 2 are going to be better. Please don't click away. I love you all. See you after this. Ben, take it away.
What we're getting into here is called a win condition. That's a word from MOBAs. A lot of you might know it already, but basically what it means is you have to have this information so you can know whether you need the Zapdos to have the most chances to win, or if you need to score, or if you need to defend to have the most chances to win, right? So here's a graph that I made for the people on my stream. Huge lead. That means you're ahead by plus 100 points. So killing the enemy should be your primary goal here. You can try to defend a little bit, but the goal of your defense should be to get the enemies off of the map. And the reason for that is if they are dead, they cannot get Zapdos. If they are behind by 100 points, Zapdos is their win condition. They would need to get the Zapdos or perform a crazy miracle outplay in order to win at that point, right? Defend the Zapdos like it's your actual mother, okay? Don't let that Zapdos HP get low for anything, because the only way you can lose is if the Zapdos gets taken by the enemy, right? Now, there's a chance if you get it low that you get it, but why would you take that chance when you're ahead, possibly beating them up, maybe even scoring again? You don't need the Zapdos. It's a very bad mistake to try to rush this down. We're in the lead. That means you're ahead by 50 points, right? Between 50 and 100. So these ones in the middle are all going to be weird, and you have to use a lot of critical thinking and reasoning to be able to survive these situations. So this is going to be vaguer, right? So there's always going to be a difference here. This is going to be like riding a bicycle while you're juggling pies, okay? You're going to have to try to keep one eye on the team fight, like riding a bike, and then you're going to have to keep one eye on the Zapdos, like juggling pies, right? It's a very difficult task, and a lot of really good players need to practice it still. I still need to practice it. You can never be too sure. If it says a close battle, right, that's kind of the exact same thing, but worse, right? You actually have less information. You need to be very cautious of everything, like a crackhead, moving your camera between every single place so that you can have the most information possible, see if you can catch the enemy slipping, and get a definitive lead, right? If it tells you that you're struggling to keep up, that means you're behind by 50. This is just the reverse situation from the ahead by 50, right? So instead of trying to do scoring primarily and getting Zapdos secondary, what you do instead is you you have to at least get the zapdos low before you can do anything else, because you kind of need the zapdos, right? You don't really need it because you're only behind a little bit, but you kind of need it because you are behind, right? So it's no point in pretending that that zapdos is going to get low magically. You could bet on your enemy getting it low for you and stand in the bush, but that would be a bad way to do that, right? So what you need to do is the careful balancing act, which sucks and everyone hates it, so no one really likes to talk about it. If it says you're really struggling, that means you're behind by 100 plus points. That is a situation where the zapdos is your win condition. If you don't get that zapdos, the enemy would have to all fall asleep on accident at once for you to have a chance of winning, right? So playing pretend like you're not going to hit the zapdos at that point is really stupid and bad.
Very bland and horrible to watch. So let me go ahead and try to make it a little more fun before I move on. I promise I'll drop it after this, okay? Have you ever seen those action movies where the good guy is fighting with a bad guy and it's a normal fight, but then a gun gets introduced into the equation and suddenly they change the way that they're fighting because they're both trying to grab the gun, right? So in this situation, you're Jet Li, the bad guy is the other guy, and the gun is Zapdos, right? So if you're really far ahead, it's like you're beating up the enemy and they're desperately trying to get to the gun anyway. It's very easy to win that situation. If it's a close game, it's like you're struggling with the enemy actively for a loaded weapon. It's a very dangerous and volatile situation. You have to be very careful. And if you are standing in a bush when you are far behind in points, that is like politely letting the enemy pick up the gun so that you can try your new amazing disarm tactic you learned in Krav Maga class on. It's such a bad idea. Okay, so this next one is going to be for the times you do not get the Zapdos, but you were able to do a little bit of a defense play. So as you can see here, we're having a little bit of a rough time, and I'm going to try my best to explain as eloquently as possible.
Split. Run north, I'll run south.
The proper Hail Mary.
See how we're in a line together?
So this one is going to be worth the wait, guys. I told you I would give you an easy tip that would immediately fix some of your games. This is going to fix a lot of your games right away. If you're trying to throw a Hail Mary and they have multiple goalposts left, you need to run up to the goalpost at the same time as one of your other teammates, or you'll never win if you're behind. Because if you're behind and they play correctly, they're going to jump to you immediately with the jump pads that we'll discuss later. This one's right, this one's wrong. Right, wrong.
I'm waiting for the Pikachu to be like this, right? This is tempo. You see how we have tempo now? We're symmetrical.
Now there is a variation of this that I do in Master Tier games that I call the Dirty Hail Mary, but I can't get into that right now. You'll have to come to the stream 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays Central Time to get more details like that. Hey, past Poncho, it's me, Future Poncho. I was hoping that you would say an example really well into the microphone right now so I wouldn't have to edit any more. Thanks.
If you are a Pokemon in your games that doesn't have a crowd control, standing on the pad is always superior because it gives you an extra knockup. You see how I knocked him up?
Yeah, okay, but that was kind of a short example. Could you maybe talk about it just a little longer so it kind of fleshes out the video, makes it a good, 3 tips?
I can explain about the jumping pad for 48 hours, bro.
Oh, thanks.
It's become an obsession of mine. So let me explain. The Wigglytuff jumped right there, right? If you think that is the most logical play, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry. It's not correct. And you can argue that because Wigglytuff has crowd control, right? But watch this, dude. I bet if no one else jumps, he would have lost that goal right there, dude. Right? And then this guy's gonna get stopped by him. See? We have one less jumper, right? So if you jump there, they can make a plan that you can't beat, right?
I guess that kind of makes sense, but could you show me one real-life example real quick for the end of the video?
I need to get back on the pad. You see how I'm having anxiety not being on the jump pad? This is serious. This isn't, I'm not being silly right now. This is actually real. I lose games at this moment all the time. You see? You see how we almost just lost that? Even though we were all celebrating. You see what I'm saying? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, bro.
We got you, bud. Hey, thanks for watching this video to the end, guys. You guys seem pretty crazy for watching all this. If you're interested in learning more, come to the stream 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday Central Time. I'll be there to teach you Master Tier tricks, chill, and hang out. Might even do a Saturday stream in the future. I love you guys. I hope these tips will help you win more games and you can finally experience that sweet, sweet Master Tier transition feel. I love you all. Peace.